Welcome back to the Battle Rap Consulting Series. I'm your boy Gbush, checking in with you guys as always. Follow me at Gbush91 on Twitter. Follow me. Subscribe to the Barbershop fan page at Gbush1981. I'm on Instagram and Instagram TV. You can follow me at Gbush91_Barbershop. Also, please go ahead, and if you're a sports fan, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to my podcast. I do a weekly podcast. You can find me on iTunes under the Barbershop, of course, or you can check me out wherever you can find any type of podcast, Google Play, Spotify, anywhere you can find that, or Buzzsprout, and that link is below in the description if you are a sports fan. Really excited about this blog. I know everyone in the battle rap community really sometimes gets caught up in just recapping, talking about the battles, talking about what's going on in the battle rap community as far as who's battling who, what's going on, the gossip, the back and forth. Those things are all fine, but for me, this channel is special, and this topic is special because we don't really talk about the elevation of battle rap and how you go about doing that. So I wanted to tackle one of the most prevalent topics today in battle rap, and it's basically choking and no-showing. My thesis statement today is something that is very essential for everybody in battle rap to get, and it's also going to be a three-part series and a foundation and principles that I'm going to put down to discuss basically how the financial structure in battle rap is currently, analyze that, talk about how that financial structure limits and has a part in behavior of choking, of people forgetting their bars, no showing, deposit stealing, all of that good stuff. But I'm not only going to just point that out and talk about those things. In life, you always got to be willing to not only point out the errors and to touch and opine on the errors, but you always have to give out some tips, some tricks, and a suggestion as to, okay, you know what the problem is. What's the solution to the problem? So today, part one of the series, we're going to talk about why choking and no-shows are not just the battle rapper's fault. But what I'm going to do is break down the financial ramifications of the battle rap structure. Part two of the series is going to talk about, if I'm going to show you the financial structure, I'm going to talk about what financial structure we need to get into, how we go about fixing things, because it's not all about pointing out things. It's always about giving a solution to the answer. And then third, I want to talk about how battle rappers and or the battle rap community, the media owners and battle rappers come together and try to develop a three-part co-op, so to speak, of how to elevate the game and to help each other eliminate some of the choking, stumbling, eliminate some of the no-shows, eliminate people not getting battles, eliminate people not making the amount of money that they want to get to. So as you can tell, I'm hot in here, I'm sweating because I'm really excited about this topic, and this is something that's really going to change the way you perceive choking and no-showing. So when you look in the industry right now, the biggest story is Jerzey Twork not showing up to battles. He's been on this tour of apologizing on Champion and some of these other different platforms, and everyone's kind of on Jerzey Twork for not showing and taking deposits and so on and so forth. If you look at it and you examine why that's happening, it all has to do with how battlers get paid. The first thing we have to understand is most battle rappers are broke. Yes. Most battle rappers are broke. As a matter of fact, most industry rappers are broke. We've known that for years, from renting cars to, living off advances to living off all these other different things. They only basically get money off touring, and all of these different things are something that we've basically known in the industry for years, right? Battle rappers and how to get paid. If you don't have a regular source of income outside of battle rap, you can't survive in this game. If you look at Jerzey Twork and you look at anybody or B-Magic or some of the people who are notorious for this practice, their main income is battle rap. If you don't have a full-time job and you don't have a 9-to-5, your main income is battle rap. So say for instance Twork wants to battle, he needs that money. How you get your money is League A says, hey Twork, I got $1,000 for you right now. I want you to do a battle. He's like, okay, let's do it. Battle league owner sends him $1,000 deposit. I'm gonna end up giving you $2,000. Here's 1,000 up front. I'm gonna give you another 500 when you deliver the rounds and you show up to the event, and then I'm gonna give you another 500 on the back end. So if you think about it, Twork says, okay, let's go ahead and do that. He takes that $1,000 that he gets in the deposit or whatever he does. Battle might not be for 6 months, 4 months, whatever it is down the road. He takes that money, he spends that on necessities. He spends that on groceries, rent, utilities, all the good stuff. Mind you, to throw in on top of this, the cost of living in the New York and greater New York, Connecticut, New Jersey area is 3 times the cost of living anywhere else. Statistics show that you need to be around making $40,000 a year to break even. Rent anywhere in the New York area is about $1,200 on the low end. It can go anywhere up to from $1,200 all up, that's bare minimum, all the way up to $3,900 depending on where you are and what borough you're in. Transportation is out the wazoo. We're talking about everything in New York is inflated prices, so keep that in mind as well. He's not even going to worry about what he's going to rap or what he's going to do. That's 6 months down the line. He's already spent that money. So now, between now and then, you got to figure out for New Jerzey Twork, yeah, my rent's paid, or I got a couple bills paid for that month, but what am I going to do next month? If I don't have another stream of income coming in anywhere, where am I going to be able to pay my bills and to do certain types of things to get what I need to do and get paid out here? The only option for Twork is take another battle. So now you're basically going and you're following off, you're robbing Peter to play Paul. You take battle to battle to battle just to get the deposits. Now, that's part one of the problem. Most people will say, well, Gbush, that's not an issue. Why don't you just show up and deliver? Show up and deliver your rounds. That sounds nice. That sounds awesome. But here's the point. If you don't keep in track of how many battles you got, they'll sneak up on you. You got battle rap building A, you got a smaller league B, other medium-sized league C, and then you got main events on Smack. Of course he's going to pay more attention to main events on Smack. Of course he's going to do that. So any rounds that he has for any of these other no-name gangsters or whatever he's going to do, he's saving those rounds for big names because it's Smack. And at the end of the day, that's a branding situation, and everyone knows, everyone says, hey, if it ain't happened on Smack, it didn't matter. So what that does, it pushes you financially to not even care about those battles, but you've already taken the money. You're looking at a situation where you're taking battles to make ends meet. That doesn't work too well. That doesn't work. For us, for regular people who work a regular 9 to 5, we work 40 hours, a week, 80 hours, and you work a regular 9 to 5, 8 to 4:30, whatever your schedule might be. Battle rappers ain't on that time. Most battle rappers are not employed. They're not working full time. Most of the people are street dudes that don't have a consistent amount of money or consistent income. So they're counting on this battle rap money, not to mention the fact that when you're talking about a situation with battle rap, if you do have a full-time job and Smack picks the phone up and calls you and says, hey, I want you to come on out, I got a PG for you for a new guy. Most people don't have a situation where you can just call your employer and say, let me get some PTO. That might not be an option. So what do? You leave your job, don't give a notice to go do a battle because you have to do that to get your foot in the door. People is breaking their necks for PGs now. So battle rap and the way that the money is flowing and what the time, energy, and effort that you have to put into battle rap is not conducive for a full-time job. So therefore, you're behind the 8 ball in retrospect, in respect to how are you going to go pay bills when you're trying to make yourself and put yourself out there and to get yourself in front of the most eyeballs that you can. You have to battle as much as you can, and you're never going to turn down an opportunity to do that. So when you see a battler who's choking, you see a battler who's stumbling, you see a battler that's not remember his rhymes, he's not trying to do that. What's happening in that case is financially, he's getting little pieces of money here and there. When Smack says, I'm going to give you $5,000 for a battle or $6,000 for a battle, you're not getting that all at once. That's getting broken up into small increments over 3 or 4 payments over maybe a time period of 4 to 6 months. So in those 4 to 6 month periods, you may get $2,000. But guess what? What are you going to do when you pay the rent and then you still got bills that's coming every 2 weeks? You still got stuff that's coming every other day. Those bills don't stop coming just because you don't battle. Battlers have no security when it comes to the leagues. They don't have any security. If you want a full-time job and you want to go out here and do 40 hours a week, good luck going against a top-tier guy like a Goods, a DNA, a John. Those guys who are top-tier artists. Do you think that you can afford to work a 40-hour-a-week job and then when you get home, write your bars or work on your bars from, after you eat dinner? You got a time frame from about 7 to 10 o'clock before you got to start getting ready and get prepared for the next day because you're working 40 hours? That's not going to work. John and Goods and these top tier dudes putting together rounds, you're going to get slaughtered. You have no shot because those guys, top tier guys, aren't working like that. They're concentrating on bars. They're hard enough to beat by just alone. Not let alone you out here spending 40 hours and your attention is divided with that. So when we want to look at the situation as far as choking, yes, I get it. I'm not saying that choking is something that's excusable. What I'm saying is that the battle rap community has to look at the situation. It has to look at the outliers. It has to look at the context in which battlers are choking. And it's the case in point is one of the biggest things that was on the internet was the whole situation a couple years back where you had people in the Goonies that were upset with Rome DMV about $50, allegedly. That means something. That means people are uptight for money. These guys are not wealthy, rich millionaires by any stretch of the imagination. You eat what you kill out here. When you see them in interviews, these guys are in no spacious houses and got cars. I haven't even seen nobody doing blogs in cars except for maybe 2 or 3 dudes. I've seen Goods and Gems. I've never seen anybody else even in a car. So when you're talking about the financial ramifications of what's going on, you almost can't afford to be a full-time battle rapper in today's industry the way the money structure is set up. You just can't do it. Because what happens is you feel like you're going to be forced to take battles just for the money. You're going to be running around and you're going to be no-showing because you know that you're not prepared. You're going to be choking because you don't have time to keep double booking shows back to back to remember and come out with material. Or you're going to have lackluster performances like the whole card on Summer Madness 7 because of the situations that's happening with people not giving their best material because they're stretched too thin. So in conclusion, when you see people choking, when you see people stumbling, and when you see people doing that, think about it like this. Ask yourself this. When they get that check, by the way, they are paying taxes on that money. Don't get it twisted, because Smack has to report that money. Any league owner has to report that money. So that $5,000 check is getting taxed. There's no such thing as under the table stuff. So that's getting taxed. So that's coming out on top. So think about it in respects to that when you think about the choking and stumbling. And think about the ramifications that has. And that plays a huge, colossal role in choking and stumbling. Not condoning it. I'm just giving you a different angle on it. But it's just not enough to give you an angle on it. I'm going to give you the solution. Coming up next time on part 2 of this series, I'm going to get in how can battle rappers and how can the league owners remedy this? How can they get rid of people choking, people not having any stability? You're check to check, battle to battle, not putting the time and energy effort into doing what you need to do for that. I'm going to give you the answer. This answer has not been anyone on the internet. This is something I feel is innovative. This is something I really feel no one is saying in the battle rap community, and it makes very good sense. So if you're a fan of this, this is just part one. This is something you got to get. Please like, subscribe. All the people who subscribed in the last couple days, I salute you. But yes, support something new on the internet. This is something that we got to get, and I think this is going to be a great topic. I look forward to seeing you guys on Battle Rap Consultant Series, and I'll check you out later. Peace.